Just me, the car, and the road. That's...
In this week's review, we're going to take a look at True Crime Streets of LA, an open-world action game that was developed by Luxoflux, published by Activision, and released on the PS2, Xbox and Gamecube in November of 2003. But before I get started, I just wanted to say that if you like this video, please do hit the like button, as it really does help the channel. If you're looking for more videos like this, then hit the subscribe button, and if you've played this game before, I'd love to hear your thoughts, so comment down below. Now, let's move on to the review.
Code 5 on multiple suspects in the city.
True Crime Streets of LA focuses on Nick Kang, a detective for the LAPD. He's full of one-liners, he's always in trouble, he likes to work alone, blah blah blah. If you've seen any movie or TV show based on a loose cannon cop, then you've already seen this character 1,000 times. So Nick's father also worked for the LAPD and he died 20 years ago, the case was never solved, and, well, do I even have to tell you any more of the plot than that? Because, let's be honest, we all know where this is going. The game opens up with Kang being recruited to an elite division of the force to initially solve a case on some recent bombings in Chinatown, and at this point he does the usual cop thing of chasing bad guys, taking them in for questioning, and going deeper into all of the gang-related activity in the city, but eventually this leads him to some personal revelations. The story is incredibly cliched, unbelievably cheesy, but somehow still enjoyable. I think it helps that the cast of voice actors is so impressive for a game, featuring actors such as Michael Madsen, Michelle Rodriguez, Ron Perlman, Gary Oldman, and the always wonderful Christopher Walken.
Easy, old-timer. I just came in to brush up.
Aim for the paper. And kid, maybe think about firing one piece at a time. Saves an arm. For the senoritas, you know what I mean?
Nah, double the pleasure, double the fun. If you got enough ammo, that is.
That's what Viagra's for, sonny boy.
This title takes a very unique approach to the structure of its campaign, as not only are there multiple endings, but depending on your performance, your story could branch off in a different way, and it is even possible to finish the game halfway through with Nick not actually solving the case at all. You'll always have the main mission that you can go to push the story forward, but you can also explore the city. However, I wouldn't say there is plenty of reason to do so, apart from the random crimes like street races or shootouts to prevent. What's also unique about the game is its badge system and good cop / bad cop system. Badges are earned by completing objectives, and they are used as both currency to retrial a failed mission, but also to purchase training sessions for upgrades. You can visit a dojo to learn new kung fu moves, you can visit a shooting range to improve things like reload speed, and you can take part in races to unlock new and better vehicles. Which is a great system because you can unlock these upgrades by completing tutorials on how to use them exactly, and it does a good job of keeping the action interesting. The good cop bad cop system is basically your morality rating. Take down criminals without killing them or stop a random mugging, your rating goes up. Shoot criminals in the head or run civilians over, your rating goes down. Your rating will give you access to free spins on unlocking upgrades, but most importantly will impact the story and how everything plays out. If you stick to the main missions, it's an experience of highs and lows. When you're working through the story, you'll be doing one of 4 things: driving, shooting, fighting, or sneaking around. All of them can be fun at times, all of them are flawed in one way or another, and the phrase "jack of all trades, master of none" springs to mind when I think of this game. The driving is serviceable enough, but the handling at times can be downright terrible. The shooting is fun, but the lock-on system can be inconsistent. The fighting has some depth, but some enemies require you to spam specific attacks just to get past them, and the stealth sections are forgiving, but are hampered by the game's annoying camera. Now, all of that may seem like I didn't enjoy this game, and I did actually have a good time, but only once I had learned to cope with its quirks and flaws. By no means is the gameplay bad, but the issues will show their face often enough to frustrate you. You'll crash your car a little too often, you'll die in a shootout because you needed to use precision aiming but wasn't afforded enough time, or you'll fail a sneaking mission because of the oversensitive controls. This game is action-packed, varied, and has some good progression systems to get stuck into, and the amount of fun you'll have will sort of depend on how much you're willing to overlook. Under different circumstances, all of the elements that this game brings to the table would create something that is truly groundbreaking, but all of the kung fu and bullet time in the world can't make up for the technical issues. Visually, it's also full of highs and lows. I was impressed by how great all of the main characters looked and how well they animate during cutscenes. What you cannot escape from is the performance of the open world. As soon as you hit the road, you'll be met with pop-in of assets in the distance, blurry and flat textures, and drops in the frame rate. Maybe the open world was just too ambitious for its own good, but you can tell that the engine is having a real tough time keeping everything running. This is quite the contrast to the indoor environments, which not only look decent, but are also destructible, making everything a lot more chaotic. The developers also went big on the audio side of things. They licensed a whole bunch of songs from a lot of rappers based in LA to play over the radio. They also licensed even more songs for the action set pieces, and the game even includes its own original score that fits well with the type of story they're trying to tell. As mentioned earlier, the voice cast is full of stars, and for a game in 2003, I think they do a very good job, especially considering the material that they were given.
Dang, I hate to break it to you, but Ancient Wu is one of those urban legends. A ghost story.
Oh, you think so, huh?
Enough, Rosie. Nick isn't gonna chase some pipe dream. He's gonna get Chong, right?
You bet. Jimmy here was kind enough to share the big man's address with me.
Kind enough my ass when my lawyer hears.
Shut up!
True Crime Streets of LA is a game that with a little more time to polish things up could have ended up as one of this generation's classics. Did I enjoy my time with this game? Yes, but I'd personally say that my tolerance for over-the-top but flawed action is higher than most. It has a lot of fantastic features like dynamic storytelling, meaningful upgrades, and a decent amount of depth to its gameplay for those willing to seek it out. It's hard not to think about what could have been, and what we ended up with does stumble frequently, but is still worth a try.